We're surrounded by art, whether it's a painting, a sculpture, some modern art that you have a hard time understanding, or your younger sibling's sketches. Regardless, art is a part of life, and we all create it in various shapes and different ways. Blue Period is a masterclass story about this high schooler called Yatura Yaguchi, a people pleaser who doesn't really have much to live for besides hanging out with his friends and studying to get good grades, which is how a lot of people live their lives, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some people actually do enjoy it. But for Yatura, it feels dull. He isn't happy with the process. Some people even call him a genius for his grades, but he always gets frustrated when someone calls him that, because he just doesn't see himself that way. He's not smart, he's not talented. Only a hard worker who puts in more hours to max his stats, and according to him, that's how he succeeds. I'm gonna be straightforward and blunt as much as I can be in this video. I don't relate to Yatura one bit. At least not from the start. I'm a hardcore introvert who stays home all day, so much so that my doctor gave me vitamin D pills. Vitamin D pills. Because I don't get any sun. That's how much I try to minimize human interaction. I'm no people pleaser, but I can still relate to Yatura's sense of boredom from life, the loop that keeps on looping. It doesn't matter if you're an extrovert or an introvert, sometimes your life just feels bland. Every day it's all the same, or closely the same. You don't have much to look forward to. Until you find that one thing, that activity or hobby that gives you this spark, it reignites life in you, it reignites the passion you have to get up and do something with your life besides scrolling through TikTok or YouTube Shorts for an hour. It gives you purpose, a meaning to get up from bed in the morning with the thought of something to look forward to today. And for Yatura that becomes art. For me it's making videos. For you it might be one of those two things or even something else totally unrelated. Yatura starts out as someone who doesn't really get art. He has a somewhat neutral stance on it, but just doesn't understand why someone would pay for tuition to go to an art school with the lowest possibilities of even getting accepted. And one day while he's walking back with his friends from an izakaya, he notices the calm blue atmosphere of Shibuya early in the morning. He captures that moment in his mind, and it later inspires him to draw his very first painting in art class. Yatura didn't expect much from it, but it was surprisingly ranked as one of the best paintings that class. And as he heard his classmates compliment it, Yatura couldn't help but start tearing up. He felt something genuine in his heart. For the first time, someone complimented him for something he actually did himself that came from a genuine place. It's like the first comment you get on a video or when you share your art online, telling you to keep up the good work. You can't help but feel happy that someone enjoyed your work, that you yourself might have not really thought was much, even though you worked hard on it. And so, Yatura starts actually considering art school. But before he tells his parents and receives a proper Asian parent intervention, he goes to his teacher and asks her about his realistic chances of actually making it into art school. But also, would he even be able to get a well-paying job as an artist after graduating? And maybe it's because I'm a university student now, but this conversation resonated with me deeply, and I think it's one that I will remember for a long time. The teacher simply tells him that art school does have a low chance of accepting you, but imagine the amount of students going into medical and engineering school. It's a lot more. Besides that, how many medical and engineering students are going to be able to find good-paying jobs after graduation? The competition is much more than finding a job in something as niche like art. And that's a fact if you think about it. How many students are going into those schools because they actually want to? Most of the time, their careers are already determined by their parents, or the students themselves are just too stressed out thinking about their future, not taking the time to consider their present. Do they even enjoy it or not? You might study something that you're not interested in and succeed and find a well-paying job. That's the majority of society. But would you rather do that or take the lower chance and give it your all so that you can do what you love for the rest of your life? Obviously, there is no wrong answer. And some of us don't even have the luxury of thinking about studying what we love. But that's the thing. Neither did Yatura. His mom would even tell him that he should pick a public university because they can't afford more than that. And even when Yatura picks art school, not only does he not know if he's going to get accepted or not, but even if he's going to graduate or not. We meet a lot of other art students throughout the story that keep failing the exams each year and keep trying again the next. and again until they get accepted. And that's the true definition of being determined to do the thing you love, regardless of how many tries it takes. But even when you do the thing that you love, it will never be easy sailing. Just because I'm doing what I love doesn't mean it's always going to be fun. You're going to face many problems that you have to learn how to overcome. And you may not always know how or have the necessary resources to, but you have to try your best and make do. The important thing is that you try, and this can be said to pretty much any creative outlet. Art, music, writing, videos, it's all similar in the sense of how those hobbies are built by you and for you. Why do we make art? We make art because it's freeing and it's one of the best and most unique ways we can truly express ourselves. But no art is made without suffering. We have to go through pain, emotional and physical. We push the limits of how much we can endure to make something that we would be proud of. Blue Period has many inspirational characters, each with their own story as to why they want to study art and what it means to them. They all have unique personalities that shine bright. Ryuji, or Yuuko, is a confident person even though they're also very anxious about their appearance and their feelings. Their parents are the furthest thing from accepting Ryuji's lifestyle and choices to study art. And the only person who loves them unconditionally is their grandmother. And it's really heartbreaking but also super inspiring to see someone slowly overcome these odds and escape the chains of control that their parents have on them. No matter what relationship you have with someone, if they don't support you, then they're not worth your time. Another character I really like is Hashida. He's a bit of an oddball, but also so sweet and supportive of his friends. He loves seeing art and creating it. Maybe a bit too much.
家だから受かる。芸大受験は究極の表現実力主義。興奮するわ。
絵描きフェチだね。
But he's still good friends with Yatura and a sort of mentor figure to him, teaching him how to view his surroundings and study it to implement it in his art. And then there's Yutasuke. I don't really know how I feel about him yet, to be honest. He's shy and restrained, but also lashes out in anger fairly easily. Him and Yatura are more frenemies than anything, since Yutasuke is cold towards Yatura and doesn't think that Yatura should be studying art in the first place, because he views Yatura as someone who has it all, in terms of good grades and a supportive group of friends. But I think that all comes from a place of jealousy more than anything else, solely based on Yutasuke's introvert personality and how he says that he doesn't have any friends. All in all, this cast of characters are extremely down to earth and pretty much their own people. I never thought I would like a class of art students, but here I am, watching the anime and reading the manga, looking forward to every episode and chapter release. It's been a long time since I've watched something that inspires me and makes me so much more passionate about what I love doing, and I am thankful for Blue Period for reigniting my passion, but I am also grateful for you for watching this far. Whatever you're doing in life and whatever your dreams may be, whether it's art, music, poetry, or even making videos, keep going and let nothing stand in your way. You will stumble and fall, but it's all a part of the experience of learning and growing as a creator. You're making it happen step by step. Your dreams are coming into focus even if it's not really what you had in mind at first. You can adapt and you can overcome anything. Your creativity will carry you high in the blue sky, and no one will be able to push you down. In the end, I hope you enjoyed, and I wish you all the best in your passion. Now I will let this fantastic cover carry the outro. Until next time. どれだけ近づけただろう My life is の日にcolorful 色のない雨がいつか虹を描くように My life どんな色のエンドロール涙さえも塗り重ねて描く看板